नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांता स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः वाञ्छाकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्य प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Just one moment. All right. So till yesterday we discussed like till chapter 5. Where Sukesha's sons, the three sons of Sukesha, that is Malyavat, Sumali and Mali, they were fighting against the demigods and rishis. So Vishnu, he came and he drove away, or like he chased them away from the battlefield. And then out of fear of Vishnu, they also left Lanka and they took shelter in the lower planetary systems, which is Rasatala. Okay. And after that, what else we discussed? Oh, I think I didn't discuss about this, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't discuss about this. Okay. All right. So what we discussed till yesterday was the Sumali, Sukesha's, Sukesha's three sons, Malyavat, Sumali, and Mali. They were married to Gandharvas, the one Gandharva's daughters. So, and there we discussed about their progeny also. So Sumali from Ketumati. Ketumati is the wife of Sumali. From both of them, Prahastha was born, Kampana, Vikata, Kalakarmukha, Dhumaraksha, Danda, Suparshva, Sahladi, Praghasa, Bhasakarni. And then the daughters were Raka, Pushpotkata, Kaikasi, and Kumbhinashi. All right. So we discussed that who were there, the Rakshasas, the other Asuras who were born from these three sons. So out of these three sons, when they also gave birth to few girls. And one of the daughter her name is Kaikasi. She will become the mother of Ravana. Okay. And Mali's sons, they all became, the Mali sons were Anila, Hara, and Sampati. So they all became Vibhishana's advisors. Some pious deeds were there, so they all joined him. Now, you see these both Sukesha's sons, the three sons, they all got very powerful boons, right? So the boon that they asked was that we should be unconquerable or undefeatable, invincible is a boon that they asked. very powerful, that we should not be defeated by one. They should always conquer. So, because they got those boons, they now started, killing many demigods. So many devatas got killed. Many rishis, sages were killed. So all these sages and demigods, because they were afflicted by grief, they all sought refuge under Shiva, Maheshwara. So they all paid obeisances to Lord Shiva, and they said, "My dear Lord, Sukesha's sons, after obtaining the boons from Brahma, they are torturing us. They are oppressing all of us, the sages and the demigods. They have destroyed our houses and our hermitages. They have driven Indra away from the heaven. And they're all enjoying and sporting in the heaven. So they became very rude and proud with the boon. And they're all saying that I am Vishnu, I am Rudra, and I am Brahma. And they're saying that I am the king of, they are king of all the gods. And some are saying I am Yama, I am Varuna, and I am the Chandra, moon god. And some are saying I am the sun god. So it is like, when we have a parliament, okay, so suppose the parliament is attacked, not by terrorists, by the normal, or maybe terrorists also, the enemies. They all sit in different positions on the seats where it will be written, this is the seat of such and such minister, such and such. So they all started acting like that after they have conquered the heaven. So these demigods and sages, they all requested, my dear Lord Shiva, please, you protect us. You kill all of them and you protect us. But Lord Shiva said, oh, my dear sages and demigods, I'm sorry, I cannot kill them. They cannot be killed by me. But I'll give you a counsel. I'll counsel you about how they can be killed. So you all go and seek refuge with Vishnu. That Lord, he will take care of all of them. So after taking leave from Shiva, they all approached Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha. That which Vaikuntha? There are many Vaikunthas. One Vaikuntha is the supreme spiritual world, and the other Vaikuntha is in this Brahmanda itself. There is a Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, a milk ocean, a planet with milk ocean. So that is also Vaikuntha. So there the Kshirodakashaya Vishnu lives. He stays. So they all approach Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. And they again they paid obeisances to him, and then they put forth their prayers. And they said that there are 3 sons of Sukesha, and they're attacking us. They took away all our possessions, and they all live in the city named Lanka. It is located on the summit of the Trikuta mountain. So based on that, keeping that as a base, these demons are oppressing all of us, all the suras and the maharshis and the sages. So please, could you please help us? Could you please protect us? We are all seeking shelter under you. We are surrendering unto you. You may use your chakra, Sudarshan chakra, and you can sever them. You can cut them into pieces. We are very scared. There is no way, or there is no one who can dispel our fear like you. So please, we are all surrendering unto you. Please protect us. Then the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he says, you all have taken refuge under me, and I know the Rakshasa Sukesha. He has become very Sukesha and his sons also. They become very proud and very powerful because of the boons that they received uh, from Ishana, Brahma, and other demigods. So don't worry, I will kill them. And why Vishnu is telling them I will kill them? He's saying that they have all transgressed all agreements. They have breached all the contracts. I mean, they have given certain responsibilities that they're not doing. On top of that, they're breaching whatever agreements they have, everything they're crossing their limits. So I'll kill them in the battle. So you be without any anxiety. So as the sages and demigods went, meanwhile Malyavat, the first son of Sukesha, he heard the news that there are some efforts are being made by the demigods to approach Vishnu and seek his protection. And he also knew that they all first tried to go to Shankara and it was not fruitful. Then they went to Vishnu. So, yeah. So what happens is this Malyavat, when he got the news, he goes to his brothers and he says all that had happened, all the assurance that Vishnu had given to that Narayana has given to demigods. So he says, Lord Hari has pledged to kill us. Therefore, my dear brothers, think what is best and let us do that. And he says that Narayana in the past, Narayana has killed, he has vanquished many enemies like Hiranyakashipu, Mrityu, who are the enemies of the demigods, of the Suras. Narayana has taken their favor and he has eliminated all of them. So he is desiring to kill us. So now hearing Malyavat's words, Mali and Sumali, they said, see, why we have to be afraid? We have studied all the Vedas. We have donated at sacrifices, various sacrifices, and we protected our prosperity. We have obtained very good health, long lifespans. We are established in our own dharma. So, I mean, see, this is the reason which they like, it's a cover-up story which they make. They support themselves by saying like this, that we have, we are great. They are saying that they are following dharma. Who? These demons, they're saying we are following our dharma. So, but it is not like authorized. It's not there in the scriptures that this is the dharma of the asuras. No, it's never mentioned like that. It is mentioned that these are the dharmas that everyone have to follow. Whoever does not follow these, they are adharmik. They're going against the dharma and they become the demons. So there is no separate demons, like separate dharma for demons. It's like, okay, these are the duties of thieves. These are the duties of terrorists. That means if a person is born in the terrorist, he has to go and kill someone. It's not like that. So they made their own dharma and they are saying that we are following the dharma. And you see their overconfidence now. So Sumali and Mali are saying, you see, Narayana, Rudra, Indra, Yama, they're very scared of standing in front of us. And we have not committed any kind of crimes towards Vishnu. But Vishnu looks like Vishnu's mind is disturbed because we disturbed the demigods. Therefore, see, we are very strong. We have got all the boons. There is no mistake on our part. They are thinking these are the thoughts of the foolish people and overconfident people. So they are saying, let us get up and surround ourselves, take our armies, and we will go and fight the demigods. So all the Rakshasas, they announced the preparations for the war, and they angrily emerged into the fight. And how are they going to fight with demigods? They have mounted on donkeys, bulls, camels, dolphins, serpents, makaras, that means crocodiles, tortoises, fishes, birds. So they took, these are the vehicles of these demons. So taking their vehicles, they all left, all the demons, they left Lanka to fight with the demigods. And the residents in the Lanka, they are seeing all bad omens everywhere. And they were saying, looks like destruction is imminent. So again, the entire list of bad omens, how we discussed that in detail when in Yuddha Kanda, when whichever demon was, this is like during the time of Rama and Ravana Yuddha, Rama Ravana's war, whichever demon from the Lanka is going towards the war, they all used to get bad omens, including Ravana. There was not even one demon who got us positive, auspicious omens. Everything was bad omens for the demons coming out of Lanka. Similarly, as they were all preparing, the entire army was being prepared. The residents of Lanka, they all saw bad omens, but still they neglected all of that, and they proceeded to wage a war against the demigods. So through the messengers, the Lord Narayana heard about that the preparations are made by the Rakshasas, and they made up their mind to fight. So when the war started between demigods and the Rakshasas, Narayana also, Lord Vishnu, he also came. He kept his chakra, his word. He had lot of weapons. There is a temple in Kanchipuram which is called Ashtabhuja Perumal. Ashtabhuja. That means Lord Perumal means Vishnu. That Vishnu has 8 hands. And in 8 hands, there are 8 different weapons. So Lord Vishnu has many times, he has favored the demigods to fight in great battles. So he has used different weapons. So using all these weapons, he advanced towards the soldiers of Rakshasas. And when this happened, all the demigods, Siddhas, Kinnaras, Rishis, serpents, Gandharvas, they're all singing praises for Lord. They're glorifying Lord Vishnu. And how does Vishnu appear? He takes his vehicle, that is Garudadev. So when when Vishnu was mounted on Garuda, and Garudadev along with Vishnu was coming onto the battlefield, when Garudadev just with his wings whirling around, that vibrations itself, it shattered the weapons of Rakshasas. So many weapons that army of Rakshasas had, all of them were broken. Then thousands of Rakshasas, they all surrounded Vishnu, and they were piercing him with various weapons. And it says that even sometimes the blood and flesh was also coming out of the body of Lord Narayana. Even in Krishna also, when he was fighting in Mahabharata, when Arjuna was fighting against Bhishma, so Krishna also got hurt there. The blood was coming out of his body. So Krishna thought, if this is my condition, what is the condition of Arjuna? So when he looked back, he saw that Arjuna was entirely pierced from top to bottom with all the arrows. So anyways, so Vishnu, even Lord Ramachandra also, when he fought, he got hurt. It's all like, although their bodies are transcendental, but for us to understand, and it's all different leelas that the Lord performed. So all these Rakshasas, they showered, like torrents of rain, we say, right? Like torrents of arrows, they showered on Vishnu. So now Lord Vishnu, he used his saranga. He had the bow that he has, it's called Sharanga. He used that Saranga bow against the Rakshasas. With one arrow, he released, and it shattered hundreds and thousands of Rakshasas and their weapons into small fragments. And that fragment, as small as, is like a sesame seed. So he shattered so many, he killed so many demons. Then that Purushottama, Vishnu, he blew the conch, giant conch shell, which is called, what is the conch shell of Vishnu? Anyone? What is the name,
Panchajanya.
Correct. Exactly. You're right, Mataji. It is called Panchajanya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he blew that Panchajanya, that vibration itself shattered the hearts of so many Rakshasas. Many demons, they died on the battlefield just hearing that sound. And that conch, the blare of that conch shell, with that sound, the warriors on the opposite side, they became very weak. And they, in fact, they were shaken with that vibration. They fell off from their chariots also. And as Vishnu was releasing these arrows from Sharanga bow, those arrows are actually, they had faces. And those faces were like Vajra, like a diamond, as sharp as a diamond. So they all shattered the various Rakshasas, they penetrated the ground, and they again came back to Lord Narayana. So everyone were wounded by Vishnu's arrows. And blood was oozing out of all those wounds. And the demons were roaring. So this was a terrible fight. And here Valmiki Maharshi mentions that how, Sharabha, there's a mriga, there's a creature called Sharabha. Sharabha is the animal which eats lion also. So you can see that creature basically only in ancient temples. In southern India, you'll find a lot of temples with Sharabha. There will be an elephant. On top of elephant, this mriga will be there. And then you can see the ratio of an elephant to the Sharabha mriga. It is so huge. Elephant looks so tiny in front of the Sharabha. So here it's mentioned. So Valmiki Maharshi mentions how Sharabha drives away lions, and how lions drive away elephants, elephants drive away tigers, tigers drive away leopards, leopards drive away dogs, dogs drive away cats, cats drive away snakes, snakes drive away mice. So like that, in the battle, Vishnu's powers, various powers, they drove away different grades of Rakshasas. So many of them, they were killed, and lot of Rakshasas, they escaped from the battlefield. And as this was happening, so this is a great battle, like Kanda battle. So Sumali, Sumali, he was shouting, he was also roaring when he saw that all Rakshasas are getting defeated by Vishnu. And Sumali started fighting with Vishnu. And Vishnu, he dragged the chariot. Actually, he caught hold of the horses and the chariot, and he started whirling it in the air, and he threw that away. And again, Mali, he also took his bow and arrows, and he started attacking. But again, Vishnu, he used his mace, that is Gada or the club, and he destroyed, and he released it. Actually, he threw it in the directions of Mali. And that one, it like Vajra, like a diamond, it penetrate the body of Mali. And then then Hari, Vishnu, he with force, right, he brought down Mali's chariot, the bow, the horses, everything. And when Mali, after gaining some conscious, he saw everything, nothing was around him. So there was a club, that means a mace. So he seized that club, and with the club in his hand, he was going towards Vishnu to fight. As he was going, Garuda was there, right? And Mali, he threw that club onto Vishnu, but Garuda was there, and he protected from Vishnu getting hit by that club. But Garuda was severely he was struck by that mace, by the club. So suffering from the pain, he took away Vishnu from that battlefield. And after Garuda, when he came back to his senses, then again when he started coming back, then Lord Vishnu, he released his Sudarshana Chakra. And that, so the Sudarshan Chakra, it killed or it took away the head of Mali. So now they saw that Mali had been killed, and Sumali and Malyavat, they were also tormented, like they were also tortured in the battle. So with all their soldiers, they rushed towards Lanka. And Narayana, Lord Vishnu, he was also chasing them. So as they were being chased, many of the Rakshasas were getting killed again. They were being sliced down by the blows from the sword of Vishnu. Their faces were being severed by chakra. Their chests were crushed by a club. Their necks were broken by the plow. That means Lord Vishnu had used even Balaram's plow. Balaram uses a plow, right? So he used that. So like that, so many people, they got slaughtered on the battlefield. And Malyavat, he retreated, and he was returning, and he said, Narayana, you don't know the dharma. We are not fighting, but you are still, following us, and you're killing us. So you are committing the sin of killing those who have retreated. But Narayana said, see, it is like, saying, see, when a terrorist, right, when he comes and when he, with the suicide bomb, and he throws bomb into a public place, and so many people die. And then when the army comes, and when they chase out their terrorists, they find their base and they put a bomb in their group. And then the terrorist says, see, we all tried to we retreated, right? Like, um, we don't want to fight with you. We are running away from the battle, and still the army is putting the bombs on us. So what is the answer? See, first of all, why did you commit the offense? We will not come. The government will not come, and the army will not be deployed on them until unless they have committed grave offenses. So, Lord Vishnu, he said the demigods were terrified because of your torture, because of your killing. So by destroying all these demons, I'm fulfilling my pledge, and I'm making sure that the suras are safeguarded. Even if you go down to the lowest planetary systems, I will kill you. Then again, there is a lot of war that had happened between Vishnu and Malyavat. So Malyavat, again, he tried to throw a javelin and on towards the Hari's chest. So it struck the Lord Hari's chest, but again it fell down. Then Govinda, Vishnu also released the javelin, and that killed many other Rakshasas. And it hit Malyavant. And finally, when after Malyavat regaining some consciousness, he again picked up a spear which is made of iron, and again he starts to fight with Vishnu. So by this time, what happened? Garuda, he becomes extremely angry with these Rakshasas. So with the force of his wings, if you see the birds when they fly, when they flock, say, with their wings, how the dried leaves they drive away, the heap of dried leaves scatters. Like that, Garuda was with his wings, the power of the wings, he was throwing off all the Rakshasas away. So Sumali, he saw that his brother Malyavat was being thrown away by the wings of Garuda. So Sumali went to Malyavat, he caught him, and then they all ran, they all left for Lanka. So now that they are all defeated and they all became very fearful, they thought that it is there's no use in fighting back against Vishnu. He is very, very powerful. So what they did is, along with their wives and whoever they were left in Lanka, they all abandoned Lanka and they went to Patala and other Rasatala, Patala, other lokas in the lower planetary systems. They took shelter in those lokas. And he says, my dear Raghava, so all the Rakshasas, they now approach Sumali and they resorted to him. See, you killed the Agastya Muni is telling to Ramachandra that, you see, this story, who is telling all this story? is the history of this is told by by Agastya Muni to Ramachandra, because Rama asked, yesterday we discussed that now what is the lineage, who are those demons, how Ravana was born, why Ravana's sons are more powerful than Ravana, all those things, uh, questions when he asked Agastya Muni, he started first of all how this enmity started, how they were born. Yesterday we discussed in detail how they were born, and today we are discussing about the wars between the Rakshasas and the demigods. So he's saying, Agastya is saying now, Rama, how you killed Paulastya. Paulastya is the child, the descendant in the Pulastya, Brahma's lineage, that is Ravana. So how you killed Ravana, and see, similarly, Vishnu, he killed many of the Rakshasas. And Sumali and Malyavat and Mali, they were the ancestors of Ravana. Other than Vishnu, no one else could have actually killed or driven away the demons, because the demons were so powerful. They had all the boons. How much ever boons one may have in front of the Supreme Lord, it will not act. Because Brahma is a child of Narayana, Vishnu. So although he gave the boons, but what happened here? The one who got the boon that they will be unconquerable, undefeatable, they got defeated here. So they all they resorted to where? To Patala Lok or Rasatala. Okay. So meanwhile, what happened is, so this is one parallel story. Other parallel story yesterday I was talking was from Pulastya, who was born? Vishravasa. From Vishravasa, Kubera was born. And that Kubera was given this place, Lanka, because Vishravasa said, earlier this Lanka was being inhabited by the demons. Okay. But right now it is abandoned. So you go and take the place there. So Kubera, he went there and he started living there. Okay. Now coming back to the point of during Kubera's time. So now that all the Rakshasas are in the Rasatala planets and other planets, one time what happened, Sumali. Okay. So he came out of Rasatala and he started wandering around everywhere in the world. So he had his daughter with him. And who is his daughter? Kaikasi. So he saw that this Kubera was going on a Pushpaka Vimana. You know that Pushpaka Vimana? That is an airplane that was given to Kubera by Brahma. Brahma said, because you became a guardian now, you will get a vehicle. Just when you become a minister or a great politician, normally the government provides you some vehicle, right? So since you have become a guardian of this Brahmanda, I'm bestowing you a airplane. So you roam around. So he used to roam around using the Pushpaka. He used to fly to different places. Now, who saw this? Sumali saw. He saw Kubera going on the Pushpak Viman. And he saw, okay, how did he become so great? See, normally if you see any rich person or anyone, a very successful, materially successful person, first thing a person does is Wikipedia of who that person is. What was his story of rags to riches? Or how he was born rich, whatever it is. So immediately he did some digging and he found that he became so powerful because he was born to Vishravasa Brahma. He was also a great tapasvi. He has a great power with him. So when this powerful boy became powerful because of the father, like Vishravasa. So, you see, now what Sumali is telling to his daughter is, my dear daughter, your youth is passing now. So, this is the time that you must do something. You are like the Shri or Lakshmi. You possess all the qualities, like the outer beauty, like Lakshmi. Because of our Rakshasas, of our nature, scared of us, many people, like the grooms, have not approached us so far. But you deserve to be respected always. So, what you do? So he says, he gives some more reason, that you go, since you are unmarried, you are Kanya, you go to Vishravasa and ask him for a son. Ask from him that you must be bestowed with a son. So this is like, a father asking his daughter to go and sell her body. I cannot say more than that. So you see, Rakshasas. This is the nature of Rakshasas. If he would have, normally the marriages are that the father of the bride, he approaches the sage and he says, I have a daughter, I would like to get her married to you. And if he was, sometimes he would agree, sometimes he may not agree. But here he's sending a girl, that you go and get pregnant from him. So what happened? Kaikasi agreed. She is also of that nature. She was filled with lust, and she went to Vishravasa Brahma's ashram. And at that time, he was engaged in the evening Agnihotra, evening rituals or some. And it was a evening time, Sandhya time. And he was also very handsome. And he already got married, but they all come under Prajapatis. That means one of their duties is to progenate, like to populate the worlds. So they accept, or many wives, or from one wife itself, they would give progeny to many. So when this Kaikasi approached him, the Vishravasa said that, can you tell me whose daughter are you? Why have you come here? From where you have come? Then Kaikasi said, my dear sage, through your own powers, you are capable of knowing what is in my mind. But know that I have come here because I have been commanded by my father. My name is Kaikasi. The remaining bit, you only just know it by yourself. So at this time, the sage, he meditated and he understood the reason why she came there. And she was already standing there with full of lust at the doorstep. So he said, my dear lady, I understood the reason why you came here. But you have come here at a very terrible time. That means during Sandhya times. It is a Sandhya time, right? Sandhya, the evening Sandhya, morning Sandhya, and the afternoon Sandhya. These are the three Sandhyas. That means sunrise, sunset, and the noon. These are auspicious times of the day. And during these times, one must not indulge in sexual intercourse. So if one does so, the Shastras say that they would beget children who are demoniac in nature. So Vishravasa said, "Can you please wait for some time? I'll finish my rituals, then maybe I will satisfy your desire." But what did she do? She could not wait. She was, biting her nails and slowly moving her body. She was, with her toenail, with her feet, she was drawing lines on the floor. All these activities she did. And when Vishravasa said, "Please wait," what she did is she, in fact, pulled the dhoti of Vishravasa. And she's already full of lust. So both Vishravasa and then Kaikasi at that time, they copulated. And after that, he said that since this thing happened at this Sandhya time, you will give birth to terrible children and they will perform terrible deeds. You will give birth to Rakshasas who are cruel, very cruel in their deeds. When she heard this, she bowed down before him and she said, "See, you are a descendant from Brahma. So such sons or grandsons should not be born from someone like you." Then Vishravasa said, "Yes, that is right. But even I cannot do anything when this act had happened in such a Sandhya Kal. But now that the Sandhya Kal is over, the boy, the son who will be born after this, he will be appropriately situated in the dharma. He will be very appropriate for my lineage. He will follow the dharma." So now Gasamani says, "Rama." So when that Kaikasi was addressed this way, after some time, she gave birth to a horrible and extremely terrible son. He had 10 heads and large teeth. His lips were coppery red. He had 20 arms. His mouth was large. As soon as he was born, bad omens came. Jackals were spouting out flames from their mouths. Predatory creatures, they started circling in the counterclockwise direction on the sky. The demigods were pouring blood. Clouds, like there was thunderstorms. The sun's luster immediately faded away. Giant meteors fell down on the ground. All the bad omens. So any times when you see that there is a great calamity going on, earthquake has happened, tornadoes are there, volcano has erupted, all the natural disturbances, one should understand that somewhere some demon has been born. So in Kali Yuga, as demons are increasingly born, automatically all the natural disasters will also keep on increasing. So now that this boy was born with 10 heads, his father, he gave him the name as Dashagriva. Now after this, Kumbhakarna was born. And there was no one else as gigantic as him in the size. And after Kumbhakarna, who was born, Shurpanakha was born. And after all these three, the most glorious Vibhishana was born. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So once they were all born, they all came to, to their youth age and all that. Then once what happened, this who Kubera, he was flying in the sky with his airplane, and who saw that? Kaikasi saw that. Mother saw that. He was blazing in his energy. Because of her nature, she told to her son, Ravana. Ravana was a name later. Okay, Ravana is none other than Dashagriva. Okay, so his actual name is Dashagriva. So he said, my dear Dashagriva, look at your brother Kubera. He has so much of power and energy. You both are brothers. So you both should be very similar. But look at you, and you look at him. So you are like this, but you're so, you don't have any energy, no power, nothing. But your brother is nicely enjoying. So I don't know what you're going to do. You have to quickly become as equivalent as Kubera. Then Dashagriva, Ravana, he said, sure, I am taking this as a pledge. Know that this is my true pledge. I will become like my brother, or or superior to him. I'll become very soon like that. So give away your grief. I will go and do the tapasya now. I've decided that I will perform all different kinds of austerities to obtain whatever I desire. So to accomplish this task of boons, Ravana, along with his brothers Kumbhakarna and who was it, Vibhishana, they went to the Gokarna. Even today, Gokarna is there in Karnataka on the western coast of India. So he went there and he performed great tapasya. So now Rama is asking the Brahmanas and the Agastya. So after the brothers went to Gokarna, what did they do in the forest? What kind of austerities did they undertake? So now Agastya Muni was replying that Kumbhakarna, see, right till now you will not find any clue or any reason that they were very demoniac in nature or they were very ferocious. Okay, so you see how they were doing tapasya. Kumbhakarna was very rightfully doing his austerities. He was doing the Panchagni tapasya. In the heat of the summer, he used to ignite 5 fires around him. So there is already fire on top of his head, that is sunlight. And around him, he used to light huge fires and he used to do tapasya. And during the monsoon, despite 1 minute. Despite he's getting drenched in the rain, he used to sit in Virasana. Virasana is standing, sitting straight back with your back straight. In the sitting posture, he used to get drenched in rain and do the tapasya. During the winter, he was submerged in the cold, icy cold waters and he used to do tapasya. So he did austerities like this for 10,000 years. Then Vibhishana, he was also following his duties very properly. He was very pure and he was devoted to his devotional service. So for 5,000 years, he stood on one foot and he used to perform many rituals, many rites. At that time, many large number of apsaras and celestials, they all used to dance above him and they used to shower the flowers on him. But he was not agitated with his controlled mind. Why controlled mind? Because those apsaras are very beautiful, celestials, super beautiful. But he was not moved. So for the next 5,000 years, he raised his hands up. So standing on one foot and then raising the arms up in the namaskara posture, he stood like that and he performed a great tapasya. Then Ravana or Dashanana or Dashagriva. So what did he do? For 10,000 years, he ate nothing. He didn't eat. And at the end of every 1000 years, he offered one of his heads as an oblations into the fire. At the end of 1000 years, he used to cut his head. He has got 10 heads, right? So he used to cut his heads and put it in the fire. So at the end of 9,000 years, so 9,000 years passed away. That means 9 heads were offered into the fire. At the end of the 10,000 years, Dashanana, Rakshasa, Ravana was ready to cut his the 10th head and was ready to offer it into the fire. Immediately, Brahma and all the demigods appeared in front of Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana. So they said, my dear grandson, please you stop. You don't have to do anything like that. I'm very pleased with your austerity. Tell me quickly what boon that you desire. What do you wish for? Then Ravana says, Dashagriva says that I must not die. I must become immortal. Brahma says that's not possible because I will also die. So it's not possible for that. Then he asks that till the eternity, like till the time ends, then birds, serpents, yakshas, daityas, danavas, rakshasas, demigods, none of these creatures should be able to kill me. So he gave a big list of all the creatures with whom he must not be killed. And then he says, but I will not ask about humans and monkeys because they are just like grass, blades of grass. They are very cheap people. They can't overcome me. So you see, there itself, overconfidence and proud. So then the Brahma said, sure, let it be as per your wish. You will be granted that boon. But since you have offered, all your heads, 9 heads into the fire, but don't worry, they will be again restored as they used to be. So all the 9 heads which were offered into the fire, they sprouted again on Ravana. After that, Brahma, he turns to Vibhishana. Vibhishana said, your intelligence is in conformity with dharma. That means as per the duty of a religious, faithful human, your intelligence is, and that duty is same, is in conformity with it. So you know the duty very well. So I'm pleased with your tapasya. Please ask what boon you want. Then you see what Vibhishana asks. He says that I always wish that I must be with all good qualities. And he says that my intelligence should always be in accordance with the Shastra and with the Dharma. Let me be very devoted to the Dharma. And let me observe that I need that kind of boon from you. He didn't ask any material thing. What did he say? That I must perform devotional service nicely. So, Brahma says, Vibhishana, this is a supreme boon that one can ask for. You're already following the dharma, and it will be as you say. So, and then he says, I'm granting you immortality. See, the Shanana, the Ravana, he asked that I must be immortal. He was not given. But Bhishana said, I'm granting you immortality. Why? Because such souls like Vibhishana have already realized the nature of a soul. That means a soul can never be killed or never be destroyed, never be cut into pieces, all that which is told in Bhagavad Gita. That means one cannot die. So he realized his position that I cannot die. It is only the change in body that happens. So when he is realized, Brahma is saying that you live always. Then now he's prepared to confer a boon on Kumbhakarna. At this time, what happened? All the demigods, they came to Brahma, they paid their obeisances, and they addressed that, please don't grant any boon to Kumbhakarna. You know how he terrifies the world. By now itself, he has eaten, he devoured or eaten. He ate 7 apsaras from Nandana. Nandana is one of the heavens. He has eaten 10 of the great Indra's followers. He has eaten many rishis, many humans. So, he will always be eating if he's active. So your duty will be creating and his duty will be eating. So please give him a boon that will little bit confuse him, and also let the worlds be very secure. Let them be very safe, and let him also be satisfied. So now Brahma was thinking what to do, and he remembered his wife, that is Saraswati Devi. So she came, she appeared in front of Brahma, and she said, "My dear husband, demigod, what shall I do?" So then Brahma explained all this scenario, and he said, "You become the speech of Kumbhakarna, and you make him say what demigods desire." So she agreed, and she entered Kumbhakarna's tongue. So now Brahma asked Kumbhakarna, "Please ask for a boon that is in your mind." So Kumbhakarna, he said, "My dear demigod, my dear Brahma, I desire that I may be able to sleep for many years." So the moment he said that, Brahma said, "Sure, tathastu, you will get that boon." And Saraswati Devi also left from that place. She went back to her place. Now Kumbhakarna is thinking, "Oh, what kind of a boon did I ask for? Why did these words emerge from my mouth?" And then he was feeling sorry. "Oh, this much hard work I did. What is the use?" But anyway, he went into sleep right after that. Okay, so now all the brothers, they got their boons, and now they went. Now they go back to forest, and they start happily residing there. Okay, with this I stop, and I'll continue from this point from tomorrow. Any questions?